Hi friends, welcome to Talent Sprint's Banker's Choice program. In this session, we are going to discuss the topic alphabet. Alphabet is a very interesting and a simple topic where questions can be answered in a few seconds. But then, for most of the questions here, the answer depends on the vocabulary of the student. So let us discuss the various types of questions which can appear from this topic alphabet. But before we move on to the first one, I have a very simple question for all of you. Can you tell me how many alphabets are there in the English literature? Just think about that. This is a very simple question which we have learned in our elementary school. Well, if your answer is 26, then you are absolutely wrong. Most of the people have this misconception that there are 26 alphabets in the English literature. But the point is, there is only one alphabet in English, and that is the string of letters from A to Z. The complete set A to Z is called alphabet. There are 26 letters in the English alphabet, but there are not 26 alphabets in English. So make sure that you never say that there are 26 alphabets. Alphabet is a singular word and there is only one alphabet in English. So from next time onwards, if this question is posed to you, make sure you say the alphabet is only one, and that is A to Z. Let us now look at the first model from this topic. The question here is, if it is possible to make a meaningful word from the second, third, fourth, fifth and eighth letters of the word mangroves, what will be the first letter of the word so formed? So here we are supposed to make meaningful words from these mentioned letters of the given word mangroves. If more than one word can be formed, then the answer should be X. And if no meaningful word can be formed, then the answer has to be Z. And the given options are A, R, G, X and Z. So let us first pull out those letters which have been mentioned in the question. So the second, third, fourth, fifth and eighth letters of the word are A, N, G, R and E. The second, third, fourth, fifth and eighth letters. Now let us try to make out meaningful words from these letters A, N, G, R and E. Now once we look at these letters, the first word which strikes to our mind is anger. So we can say that the one meaningful word which we can make here is anger. Now if there is only one word which can be formed, and that is anger, our answer should be A. As the question says, what will be the first letter of the word formed? So answer here can be A. But before we mark A as the answer, we need to make sure that there is only one word. Or we should try to find out the other possible words with these letters. Now if we try to use these letters A, N, G, R, E, the other word which can be formed is range. So I can say second word here is range, R, A, N, G, E. And here the first letter is R. Now as the question clearly says, if more than one word can be formed, then the answer should be X. So here, as we have got two different words, the answer has to be fourth option X. And suppose if no word can be made out of the letters A, N, G, R, E, then the answer has to be Z. So this is how we can get the answer for these type of questions, by trying to find the possible words with the letters given. Remember, once we have made two words with the given letters, there is no need to think about the third word, as the question very clearly says that if there is more than one word, then the answer will be X. So whether there are two words or three words or four words, in all the cases answer has to be X. So never waste time in finding out the third or the fourth word. Once we get two words, answer can be taken as X. The other point which we have to remember here is, by chance, if a student gets only the first word anger and he is not able to make out the word range, he may mark A as the answer, and unfortunately he will go wrong. Why? Because actually two words can be formed. Similarly, if some student is able to make out only the word range, and if anger doesn't strike to him, then his answer would be R. And even in this case, he is wrong. Why? Because the actual answer is X, since we are able to make out two words. So there is no definite method to get the answer for these type of questions. It all depends on the vocabulary which we have. So remember, we cannot spend as much time as we want to find out all the possible words for these type of questions. Always spend time enough to find out at least two words and then mark the best possible answer. And if you're able to make out only one word in 30 to 45 seconds, then you can just go ahead with the answer for that one word. But keep in mind that your answer can still be wrong if there is a second word possible. So just spend 30 seconds and try to get the best possible answer. Let us now take the second model from alphabet, which is based on interchanging the letters in the given word and finding out one particular letter after the rearrangement. Let's look at the question here. If the positions of first and sixth letters in the word contagious are interchanged, similarly the positions of second and seventh letters are interchanged, and so on, which letter will be second to the right of fifth letter from the right? So here, as given in the question, first we need to interchange the given letters as per the pattern specified, and then find out the second letter which is to the right of fifth letter from the right of the word. So let us see how to solve these type of questions. Let's take the given word contagious. C-O-N-T-A-G-I-O-U-S. So if we see here, there are total of 10 letters and we need to interchange the letters as per the given pattern. So the pattern here is first letter should be interchanged with the sixth letter. Now the first letter here is C, and that has to be interchanged with the letter G, as it is the sixth letter in the word. So C gets interchanged with G. So we get G in the first place and C takes the sixth position. Then the second letter is interchanged with the seventh letter. So second letter is O, that is interchanged with the seventh letter I. So O and I gets interchanged. So I comes in place of O and O goes to the place of I. And likewise, if we continue the pattern, the third letter should be interchanged with the eighth letter. So by interchanging N and O, we get O in place of N and N in place of O. And T should be interchanged with U, that is fourth letter with the ninth letter. So U goes in place of T and T comes in place of U. And finally, A has to be interchanged with S. So S takes the position of A and A comes in place of S. So now the new word formed is G-I-O-U-S-C-O-N-T-A after interchanging all the letters as given. Now the question is, which letter will be second to the right of fifth letter from the right? So let us first of all find out which is going to be the fifth letter from the right. Now if you go from the right end, the fifth letter is C. And now we need to find out the second to the right of C, as the fifth letter from the right is C. So which letter will be second to the right of C? Now right of C will be on this side. So the second letter to the right of C should be N, as it comes after two positions from C. So the answer here is the letter N. So friends, this is a very simple question from alphabet where we simply need to follow the pattern as given in the question for interchanging the letters and then find out the particular letter as given in the question. And this question here is not based on the vocabulary, as it can be simply solved by doing whatever given in the question. Let's now take another typical model from alphabet which is based on vocabulary of a person. Here we are supposed to find out all the possible meaningful words which can be made from the given letters. Let's look at the question here. How many meaningful English words can be formed with the letters E, D, O, M using each letter only once in each word? So four letters have been given, E, D, O and M, and we are supposed to make all the possible meaningful words from the letters given using each letter only once. That means repetition is not allowed. And each letter has to be used in the word formed. So let us see how many words can we make out from the given letters. The letters here are E, D, O and M. As I've already mentioned, this question also is based on vocabulary. And here we cannot spend as much time as we want to find out all the possible words. The only thing which we can do is spend 30 to 45 seconds, find out all the possible words which we can get in that time and mark that as the answer. So let's see how many words can we make in some 30 to 45 seconds. Now, by using the letters E, D, O, M, the first word which strikes is dome. That is D-O-M-E. Now, moving on, the second word which can be made here is mode. M-O-D-E, which is taking the letters in the reverse order. So, the next word here is mode. And the other possible word which can be made is D-E-M-O, demo, which is short for demonstration. The three words which I have made so far are dome, mode and demo. And I am not able to make any fourth word out of the given letters E, D, O, M. So I may go ahead with the answer 3. But this doesn't mean that there is no other word possible out of these letters. There can be one more word or two more words with these letters E, D, O, M. But in this limited time, I am able to make only 3 of them. So if you are ready to take a risk, you can say that the answer here is 3. That is, 3 words can be formed with the letters E, D, O, M. But if you do not want to take any chance, you simply leave this question and go to the next one, as there is no method which can let you know the correct answer for these type of questions in that limited time in exam. Let us now take the fourth model from alphabet, where we are supposed to replace the letters of the given word and find out the number of vowels or consonants in the new word formed. The question here is, in the word banker, if each vowel is replaced with the next letter and each consonant is replaced with the previous letter as per the English alphabet, then how many vowels will be there in the word so formed? So here, each vowel should be replaced with the next letter as per the alphabet, and each consonant should be replaced with the previous letter as per the English alphabet. The English alphabet is nothing but the string of letters from A to Z. So how many vowels will be there in the new word formed? Let us now solve this question. The given word is banker, which is a mixture of some consonants and vowels. So each consonant should be replaced with the previous letter and each vowel should be replaced with the next letter. Now as B is a consonant, it has to be replaced with the previous letter, and the letter which comes before B in the English alphabet is A. So B can be taken as A. A is a vowel and vowel should be replaced with the next letter. So A gets replaced by B, as B is the next letter to A in the English alphabet. Moving on to the next letter N. N is a consonant and consonant should be replaced with the previous letter, and the letter which comes before N is M. So N should be replaced with M. Similarly, K is also a consonant and it should be replaced with its previous letter, and the letter which comes before K is J. Coming to E, as it is a vowel and vowels should be replaced with the next letter, E here should be replaced with the letter F, as F comes after E in the English alphabet. So E is replaced with F. And finally, the letter R should be replaced with its previous letter, as R is a consonant. So R should be replaced with Q, as Q comes before R in the English alphabet. So now the new word formed is A, B, M, J, F, Q. And the question is, how many vowels will be there in the newly word formed? So here the number of vowels in the given word is only 1, and that is A. So we can say that the answer for this question is 1. Suppose the question says how many consonants will be there in the word formed, then the answer has to be 5, as we have 5 consonants in the word formed. So as you have seen, this is a very easy question which can be solved simply by replacing the letters as given in the question and counting the number of vowels or consonants. Let us now look at the fifth model from the topic alphabet, where we are supposed to find out the number of pairs in the given word which have got as many letters between them as in the English alphabet. Let us look at the question here. The question is, how many such pairs of letters are there in the word storm, each of which has as many letters between them in the word as in the English alphabet? So what we are supposed to do here is, from the given word storm, we need to find out those pair of letters which have got the same number of letters between them as they have in the English alphabet. Let's see how to solve this question. The given word is storm. Now if you take the pair of letters S and T, here we have no letter between S and T. That means we can say there are 0 letters between S and T in the given word storm. And even if you go by the alphabetical order, we have no letter between S and T, as the alphabetical order is P, Q, R, S, T, U, V and so on. That means there is no letter between S and T in the English alphabet. So here S and T can be taken as the correct pair. Similarly, if you look at the letters T and R, here we have one letter between R and T, and that letter is O. And as per the English alphabet, if we read out the letters from R, we have R, S, T, U, V and so on. That means in between R and T, we have only one letter, that is S. And in the given word, we have only one letter O. So again, R and T can also be taken as a correct pair. So the idea here is to find out all such possible pairs which have got the same number of letters between them in the given word as they have in the English alphabet. To solve this question, we have to verify each letter with every other letter and find out if it is forming a correct pair or not. Starting from S, if we read out the English alphabet, we have S, T, U, V, W. And as you can see, the only matching pair here is S and T, because the remaining are U, V, W, which doesn't match with any of the given letters. So we can say that S and T is a correct pair, as the number of letters between them in the English alphabet and the given word are same. So ST can be taken as correct pair. Now next, moving on to the letter T, let us again read out the English alphabet from T. So we have T, U, V, W. And as you can see here, there is nothing which matches with T in the given word as in the English alphabet. So there is no correct pair with T. Now taking the third letter O, if we read out the English alphabet, we have O, P, Q. Again, none of them matches with the given letters. So there is no possible pair with O. R, S. And here we have got M. That means that cannot be taken as a correct pair. And when we come to M, this cannot be considered because there is no letter beyond M in the given word. But then there are letters before M in the given word storm. So we now need to check these letters in the reverse direction. So starting from M, if we read out the English alphabet, we have M, N, O, P, Q. So we can see that M and O form a correct pair because it is M, R, O in the word and M, N, O in the English alphabet. So there is only one letter between M and O in this word and the English alphabet. So M, O can be taken as the correct pair. Now going by the letter R, we have R, S, T, U. We can see that R and T make a correct pair. So R, T can be taken as the third possible pair. Now if we take the letter O, we have O, P, Q, which doesn't match with any of the given letters. And similarly with T, we have T, U, and here the letter is S. So that again cannot be treated as the correct pair. And since S is the only letter left out, that cannot be considered now. So finally, we can say that there are three possible pairs here which have got as many letters between them as in the English alphabet. So the answer here should be 3. But friends, solving this question in this manner takes a lot of time because we are checking each letter with every other letter in the given word, and then same procedure is repeated in the reverse direction. So to simplify the solution to a large extent, what we can do is, instead of checking the letters in the word, we can check their positions as per the English alphabet. That helps us finding out the number of pairs in a faster way. So let us find out the number of pairs with the help of the positions of these letters. We know that S is the 19th letter in the English alphabet. T is the 20th letter, O is the 15th letter, R is 18th, and M is the 13th letter in the English alphabet. Now whatever we have done in the previous case with the letters, same thing has to be repeated with their positions. The idea here is working out on numbers is faster when compared to working out on the letters. So this gives us the answer in a faster way. Now immediately when I look at 19 and 20, we can take it as a correct pair because 19 and 20 are in order and there is no gap between 19 and 20 in the given word. So 19, 20, that is nothing but S and T is the first pair. Now if we try to check 19 with the remaining positions, it is very clear that it cannot be a correct pair because these are all far away from 19 and doesn't seem to be in the order. So we can leave 19 here itself. Moving on to the next position, 20, we can directly say that 20 will not form a pair with any of the remaining positions. Why? Because if it really makes a pair, the remaining numbers have to be higher than 20 because we are checking the order here. And since all these remaining numbers are lesser than 20, it cannot be a correct sequence. So we can simply leave 20 there itself. So this is the advantage we have with the positions. Otherwise, if we go by the letter T, we need to check it with every other letter because whether the remaining letters are after T or before T cannot be said directly by looking at the letters. But when it comes to numbers, we can simply throw a glance at the remaining positions and decide whether they are going to make a pair or not. Moving to 15 again, we can simply say that it is not going to make a pair with 18 or 13. Why? Because 18 is immediately after 15 here. And in the actual sequence, 18 comes 2 places after 15. So that doesn't make a pair. And since 13 is lesser than 15, that doesn't make a sequence there. And 18 and 13 can be immediately left out. And now the same thing can be done in the reverse direction as well. So 13, 14, 15. We can say that 13 and 15 make a correct pair. But because in between 13 and 15, we have 18 here. In the actual sequence also, we have only one number between 13 and 15. So 13 and 15, that is MO, makes the second pair. And 13 with the remaining numbers cannot make a pair. Why? Because they are far away in the actual sequence when compared to the given sequence. Moving to 18, we have 18, 19, 20. Again, 18 and 20 is a correct pair because the distance between 18 and 20 in the given word and in the actual numerical order is same. So 18, 20, that is R and T make the third pair. 15 cannot make a pair with the remaining numbers and 20 again cannot make a pair with 19. Why? Because the number after 20 should be a higher number. 19 and 20 makes a correct pair, and that has already been considered in the first case. But 20 and 19 is not a correct pair because we are checking the actual order there. So finally, the number of pairs we get in this order is 3. So friends, if you observe here, there is no much of difference between both the methods that we have discussed. But the advantage with respect to positions is the working becomes faster, since it is easy to play with numbers than playing with letters. So always try to go by the positions and get the answers as fast as possible. Let us now take a second example based on the model that we have discussed just now. The question here is, how many such pairs of letters are there in the word disturb, each of which has as many letters between them in the word as in the English alphabet? So whatever we had done for the word storm in the previous case, same thing has to be repeated for the word disturb. That is, we need to find out all those possible pairs which have got the same number of letters in the word disturb as they have in the English alphabet. So as we have discussed, let us take the positions of all these letters and find out all the possible pairs. We know that D is the 4th letter, I is the 9th letter, S is 19th letter, T is 20th letter, U is 21st letter, R is the 18th letter, and B is the 2nd letter. And now let us directly work on these positions to find out the total number of pairs. Let us take the first position 4. Now if you look at the remaining positions in the word, we can clearly say that 4 doesn't make a pair with any of the remaining numbers, as they are actually very far away in the sequence. So we can simply leave 4 there itself. Moving on to the next position, 9. Again, the same thing can be concluded, as the remaining all positions are far away from the number 9 in the actual sequence. So 9 can be left immediately. When you look at 19, very clearly 19 and 20 is in correct sequence. So 19 and 20, that is ST, makes the first possible pair. 19 and 21 can also be taken as a correct pair. Why? Because the distance between 19 and 21 here is same as the actual distance between 19 and 21. So 19 and 21, that is S and U, also makes a correct pair. Remember, it need not be 20 in between 19 and 21 to make it a correct pair. It can be any other number between 19 and 21. So 19 and 21 is a correct pair, because here we have only one position between them, and in the actual sequence also we have only one position. 19 with the remaining two positions, that is 18 and 2, cannot make a correct pair, as they are lesser than 19. Now moving to the next position, 20, we immediately can say that 20 and 21 is a correct pair. Why? Because they are in the sequence here. So 20 and 21, that is TU, forms the correct pair. Now 20 with the remaining two positions cannot be compared, as they are lesser than 20. So we can now go to the next position, 21. 21 doesn't make a pair, as the remaining two are lesser than 21. So immediately it can be left out, and same thing happens with 18 as well. Why? Because a pair with 18 can be formed only when the remaining positions are higher than 18. So we can leave 18 there itself. And now let us repeat the same process in the reverse direction. If we look at 2, we can very clearly say that none of the remaining positions make a correct pair. Why? Because these are all far away from 2 in the actual sequence. Going to the next position, 18, we can see that 18 and 20 is making a correct sequence. Why? Because the distance between 18 and 20 is same as the actual distance between 18 and 20. So 18 and 20, that is R and T, is the fourth pair. 18 with the remaining positions is not possible. Why? Because 19 is too far from 18, and 9 and 4 are lesser than 18. So we can leave it now. 21 doesn't make a pair with any of the remaining positions, because all of them are lesser than 21. Remember, always a pair is possible only when the remaining positions are higher. Similarly, 20 cannot make a pair, as the remaining positions are all lesser. 19 also doesn't make a pair with the remaining two positions, as they are lesser than 19. And same thing can be said about the position 9, because the next position after 9 here is 4, which is lesser than 9. So totally we can say that there are 4 possible pairs which have got as many letters between them in the word as in the English alphabet. So friends, for these type of questions, always try to use the positions of the letters and work out on them to get the number of possible pairs. Let us now take the sixth model from the topic alphabet, where we are supposed to arrange all the letters of the given word in alphabetical order and find out how many of them are as far from the beginning as they are in the original word. Let's look at the question. If all the letters of the word computer are arranged in alphabetical order, then how many letters will be as far away from the beginning as they are in the given word? So what we need to do here is arrange all these letters as per the alphabetical order, and then find out how many of the letters remain as far from the beginning as they are in the given word. So let's take the given word computer, and now, as given in the question, let us arrange these letters in the alphabetical order. Now the letters here are C-O-M-P-U-T-E-R. If we try to arrange them in the alphabetical order, the first letter would be C. The second letter which comes in alphabetical order here should be E, followed by the letter M, which is followed by O. Then comes P, then R, T, and finally the letter U. So as you have seen here, all the letters have been arranged as per the alphabetical order. That is C-E-M-O-P-R-T-U. Now we need to check how many of these letters are as far from the beginning as they are in the original word computer. Now that is nothing but we only need to check how many of the letters remain in the same position. So without worrying about whether they are as far from the beginning or not, let us just check how many letters are in the same positions. So if you see here, the letter C is in the same position in the original word as well as the word which is obtained after rearrangement. Similarly, the other letter which is in the same position is the letter M. And then there is no other letter which comes in the same position. So we can say that there are two letters which are as far from the beginning as in the given word. So the answer here for this question should be 2. So this is how you can obtain the answer for this question, simply by arranging them in the alphabetical order and finding out how many letters are there in the same position. That's all from the topic of alphabet. Friends, remember there are certain questions in this topic which are completely based on the vocabulary. So don't waste a lot of time for those type of questions and find out the best possible answer in 30 to 45 seconds. Or otherwise, leave those questions and simply go to the next one. See you in the next session. Thank you.